I didn't ask him to.
Didn't have to. He saw a young girl in desperate need who needed protection, and his heart went out to her, and he gave it, even before she had decided she wasn't going to murder him.
When I agreed to be Meru's maid support, I did it because Lange asked me to. Now, I love Meru for her, and I would do it until my last breath anyway. But I did it because he asked me to. And when I asked him if you would teach me, he didn't say yes or no, but he did say even if you didn't, it was still well worth talking to you. And that knowing you would be a blessing to us both. And I don't know you, but I know him and he knows you.
Are you, now or ever, going to betray Lange?
No. I would rather die.
I love my son most when he images my Savior.
I've seen him do that.
Do you trust Lange?
Yes.
Why? Has he betrayed you?
No.
Has he shown any despite for you? Has he been impatient with you? Has he undermined you? Has he backstabbed you at all? Has he tried to murder you?
No. And when I did that,
He's easy to love.
but I'm not.
And that is the story. Do you trust him?
Yes.
And that also is the story.
I see it every time. Every time he has told me about Jesus, he sounds like he's talking about himself. The things he says, I've seen him do it. And if your God is like him, but more.
He is a tiny reflection, a tiny image of the grand love and glory and majesty and wonder of our God. It is not enough for a young man to hint and imply his love for a young lady. He must speak to her clearly and plainly. And it is not enough for the young lady to hem and haw and imply. She must answer plainly.
Have you talked to him recently?
Talk to who? I'm talking about the profession of faith. Talk to who?
Lange, we'll come back to that.
What did you mean?
Well, he...
He has told you.
Yeah. And I haven't. But I want to. And I told him I want to. And I couldn't. May I?
May you what?
Can I tell him I love him? Yes.
Then yes.
Okay.
When he tells you that he loves you, my son is faithful. If you do not like him in that fashion, be honest with him. Let him know.
It's not going to be a problem.
Hey,
Hi.
hey,
I have some good news.
excellent. What?
We talked about me making a profession of faith. So I thought that might interest you.
That, God be praised. That would be, yes.
I've seen the way that you live your life, and I realized I wanted that too.
Thank you.
He also helped me get over something else that was kind of a roadblock for me. He helped me realize the things that I need to say that I haven't. And I asked him, by the way, if it was okay, and he said it was okay for me to tell you, I love you too, Lange. And, yeah.
Hey, wow. Wow. I'm sorry. I kind of wish this wasn't a Halo call.
Me too. I really wish I could see you soon in person.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
I should have something smart to say right now.
You don't have to.
I
It's
don't,
okay.
except wow. So, wow.
So
Well.
So I said I had good news.
There's more good news? Wow.
Please don't freak out. And I know that does not instill a lot of confidence, and you will not believe how long
I'm not
I
going
tried.
to freak out. This is whatever news they have, I can handle it.
I have to go there if I'm going to see this book. I have to go to the bank.
There.
The bank.
There. Where? The east side? You don't want to go there.
I know.
Can you send someone else? Can you? You shouldn't go. Shouldn't go to east side.
You said you weren't going to freak out.
I'm not. Will you tell me when you're leaving? Will you tell me when you get there so that I can? You can call me?
Absolutely. That's why I called you, because I knew you were gonna worry. I know you're gonna.
I'm only worrying because you're going to a place that is terribly dangerous. To you, even.
I knew you wouldn't like this, but
Who would? Who possibly would? But I understand. But will you tell me?
Yes, I'll tell you. You asked me to protect Mary because you said I was the best person for the job. I can protect Mary, but I can't protect Andrew.
I am more concerned about you protecting yourself.
I can do that too.
Yes. Besides, she was going to go with Andrew. She's going with Andrew. She's going to East Side with Andrew. Just the two of them. And I thought maybe it would be good for there to be more, they have more resources available to them.
I agree.
Before tomorrow, I was gonna come up with.
This is just like extra stuff for your plan to make it easier. More options.
Thank you. I knew talking to you was a good idea. I just wanted to talk to you, but
And thank you. I love you too.
When I found out this was happening, as much as I knew you would hate this idea, I knew I had to tell you. And I didn't understand why I had to, but I knew I did. And it's because I love you and I want you to know where I am and that I'm fine and that I'm safe. And I knew I would never feel safe if you didn't know where I was.
When you're in East Side, just remember, you are never safe. So do what you have to do. Get in. Get out. And call me afterwards. I love our little chats.
Aren't you glad I started with the good news?
I am glad that you started with the good news, because yeah.
Apart from Andrew, you're the only person I've told about this.
I won't tell anybody else if you don't want me to.
It's more, you're my lifeline, if something.
I understand.
Okay.
More than you know. I understand. Have a good night. I love you.
Good night.